Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Peggy. Today we are talking to mutable signs, so that's Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. All right, so right off the hop, our energy is kind of SOB. So this is the energy of being caught up in your own chaos, your own actions, your own decisions, your thoughts, your beliefs. So all these energies are kind of like, ah. I knew that. I should have known that, that kind of vibe. So let's just dive in here to see what's going on here and bring that energy to you. Okay. Uh, Pay attention to your health. Okay. It seems here you have cause and concern to be worried about your health. So maybe really focus on your habits, your lifestyle, and ask yourself, like, what are your goals? What are you doing to help yourself? What are you doing to hurt yourself? Right? Go to the doctor, um, go see a naturopath, find out what's going on in your system and how you can help maintain, prevent, heal. Okay. I have a card here, flag. Don't be tempted to lower your standards. Okay. Sometimes when we go through stuff, we're angry. Sometimes when we're low vibration, right? I think that's what this is talking about, is get out of this low vibration, mindset, mentality, thoughts, beliefs, way of navigating with the world. Because if you're always navigating from a lower frequency, you're more likely looking to validate why you are where you are, or why you feel what you feel, or what it is you're experiencing. But the more that we're validating, the more we're just decorating our pain and our suffering, rather than looking at the reality of why we are here and making those efforts to raise that vibration, heal, let go, and elevate, ascend, right? So you might be kind of in your own way here. So instead of perpetuating low vibrational energies, thoughts, feelings, this is kind of a negative change within the self. So really, I know it's hard sometimes to be in a high vibrational frequency, especially when you're struggling with things, because it's very easy to get caught up in the chaos and influence, right? So maturing as a person is taking a responsibility and accountability in our life, right? Our choices, everything we do, doesn't matter how we got there with advice, influence, whatever. Every choice is your choice, your responsibility, and only you at the end of the day can be mad at you. You can't be mad, oh, someone told me, so I did it. You did it, right? What was your thought process? Where was your frequency? So look at your frequency and the why, not the pointing fingers and blame game. Okay, guys. Wish will not be granted. So this looks like you're kind of under judgment, in a sense that you're kind of sitting in the energy of your choices, the energy of your actions, right? And the consequences thereof. So maybe really focusing on your health, raising your vibration, your frequency, your environment, your mental, your emotional state, and really being honest with yourself, right? Because the awakening of your soul is connecting to your soul and letting go of the ego. Okay, so I really encourage you to love yourself, love life, raise that vibration, raise the frequency, and not in a fakey way. Not saying that fake, but sometimes we get caught up in false positivity in the presentation thereof. Well, I do this, I believe this, I blah, blah, blah. But in reality, what is your vibration, what's your frequency, and what are we looking at here, right? I'm seeing that we need to do some work, okay? Get back to basics. And we have poverty card here. So we're looking at maybe some struggles as well, maybe from our choices and our behaviors, right? And then sometimes loss can be a benefit in the sense that things have changed, circumstances have changed, and it's a place of rebuilding, okay? Kind of starting over, fresh start. This is not a bad thing, as painful as it is to have loss and struggle. It is a time to really choose yourself, and it's a time to choose where you're going, right? Yeah, I do see here that we kind of fell off from a place of comfort, place where you thought you had it all, right? You're kind of unbothered, but then it just seems that like something has shifted in your world, right? I feel like there's been some manipulation here, right? Manipulation maybe around money, right? Maybe some promises, maybe some bad deals, okay? Yeah, I see you chose a path, third party, and lost your priestess. Okay, so maybe we have, and priestess doesn't have to be male or female, it just lost your partner, your connection to this unbothered, loving, comfortable place. Okay, so I see advice here was given, you chose a path. So yeah, this third party could be advice given, or even something as honest as it is, a third party. Maybe you engaged in cheating on some level here. Okay, so maybe you need to evaluate your lifestyle, your choices, your actions here. Do we really want to continue with the beliefs that have navigated your life this far, that have got you into this place, right? So you got to look at, you can't blame your parents, you can't blame family, how you were raised, circumstances, right? Because you are an adult. You are responsible for everything in your life, in your world. So sometimes these kinds of changes are devastating because it's so big and it's so heavy, right? And it's very easy to blame and go dark. Okay, so I think that's what this energy is asking you not to go dark. Okay, really communicating with your soul, really clearing your channel, raising that vibration and frequency, and connecting with higher self, God, spirit, your soul. Because as long as you are low vibration and kind of stuck in this energy, you might find yourself getting stuck in a loop and a pattern, and it's all validated with blame. Okay, but maybe step out of that, forgive these environments, and come to a place where, who do I want to be? Where do I want to go? We have some, I'm not sure if you're engaging with spiritual practices that are dark because you are hurt. This is not going to, let's look at this a little deeper, because if you're lower vibration and doing spiritual work like this can be harmful to yourself and harmful to your blessings and own karma. Okay, so keep that in mind. Like you might have like, ooh, I sent them some bad things and hopefully they got whatever's coming to them. But that's not for you to decide. That's for God to decide, right? You don't have big picture. So when you start dabbling and you do cause harm or conflict for somebody, you're affecting your own. Okay, so when you hurt someone else, you hurt yourself more. Maybe that is a memory too. Okay, I want to tap into this dark magic. What's going on here? Okay. Self-limiting beliefs or thought patterns that trap someone into a cycle of negativity or defeat. Maybe you're stuck in this energy, right? So like maybe you have beliefs and teachings and understandings and experiences that kind of have you in this cycle, right? We need to really break this cycle. You need to break these generational curses. You really need to be the one, okay? And someone will transition. That is, oh, that's not a good transition. See, I always see the positive first. Okay. There might be some loss in your distant future, near future. People, someone, right? So just maybe help your ascension and growth with, oh, it's dark. Well, I'm going to say it anyways. Maybe with the loss of somebody, having your behavior, their last memory might affect you. So maybe that is motivation for you to be in a bigger picture of who you are to people, and what you'll be remembered for, or what your last memories of this situation will be, right? So love everybody, hug everybody, be good to everybody, and be good to yourself. Okay? All right, till next time.